All right, everybody, thank you very much for clicking on my video. I do appreciate your viewership very much. I just want you to know that. If you are new to my channel, please go ahead and subscribe because I have a lot of beard and non-beard related topics that I discuss. I'm not just a beard guy. That would bore me to death. But anyway, check all that out. Make sure you hit the like button on the ones that you did like, and especially on this one right here because it helps me out a lot. Now, what I want to discuss with you today is 8 tips for the bored beardsman. Okay, the reason why I'm talking about this is because, well, it's someplace I found myself in recently, and I know that a lot of you are too, because we are living in some strange times. Worldwide, we are being asked to isolate ourselves and have minimal contact with people as much as possible, right? And so what's happening is people are stretching the limits of their imagination to fill their time. Netflix has said that they're having a hard time streaming enough because of the amount of people that are logging on and watching all their content. You know, you've worked your way through the movies and the television shows. You might have even thought about picking up a book. Imagine that. Maybe you started working out. You played games with your kids. You're arguing with your spouse and your kids. You've done all those things, and now you're left with looking at yourself in the mirror, perhaps talking to yourself. But you're beginning to examine your beard and think to yourself, this is the time I want to do something different. Because let's face it, you're not going to get to a barber anytime soon. Within the next few weeks, who knows how long. So you're thinking, if it's got to be, it's up to me, right? That's the prevailing thought right there. And so what I want to tell you is if you're bored and maybe you're feeling a little bit desperate, that you don't necessarily have to act on it right now, okay? It might be a big mistake. A little bit of a modification wouldn't be, but taking on a whole new appearance might be another story. Now, you can do that. I do have videos that will help you on your journey if that's what you want to do. But if you're just bored, if you're just desperate, if you're just, who knows what, if that's what you're experiencing, what I want to tell you is I want you to stop and question if that's why you want to take action. Because if it is, you might want to halt. You might want to desist. Okay. So here's what I would tell you. I've got eight tips for you on this matter. What I would tell you is if you're going to take the time to start working on your beard because of this matter, here's the first thing you need to do. If you have to pick up the trimmers, before you do that, what you need to do is number one is wash and condition your beard. Don't just take your beard in the raw as it is, after you put a lot of products in it, or maybe at the end of the day, or if you don't wash it at all, whatever the case might be, start off with a fresh beard. Get in the shower, use some good beard wash and some good beard conditioner. If you don't have any and you don't know where to get it, make sure you see the description box below. I've got about 3 different companies that I can turn you on to and save you some money with, and that I highly recommend, and that'll help you a lot. But make sure you wash and condition your beard, not with shampoo, but with actual beard products. That's the first thing you want to do because that gives you just a good restart. Now, the second thing you want to do is you want to let it dry. Now, you don't want to start cutting your beard when it's wet. You don't want to take scissors or a trimmer to it when it's wet because you will not like the finished product. I mean, it really, your hair stretches out and hangs heavier when it's wet, and you're just not going to get a true. I've seen women cut their hair at home while it's wet, and then they're shocked at the appearance of what they get when it's dry. So don't do that with your beard either, because it is quite different. Number 3 is style it or comb it thoroughly. The reason why I say that is because if you sport a styled beard on a daily basis, you want to make sure you trim it when it's styled. Okay. You don't want to style it before that, and then you don't want to cut or trim before that and then style it, because you're going to be shocked at the appearance. You want to make sure you style it before that. If you don't, if you don't style your beard, just make sure you comb through it thoroughly, and not just start. I've actually seen videos of guys who started trimming their beard and never ran a comb through it. I'm just dumbfounded by that. So make sure you comb thoroughly through it or style it. Number 4 is establish the existing outline of your beard. Because although you might start thinking to yourself, I want to take it a lot shorter. I want to create a certain type of a shape, you know, a V shape or a wedge or square look or a round look, whatever it is you're doing, just make sure that you look at the existing outline of your beard as it is. For mine is, as you can see, it's easier for you to see in the video than this is probably in person, but you can see that my line is right here, even though there's deviations within my beard. And this is the hard part. This is why I pointed out, because everybody's beard grows differently. In fact, your beard grows differently on both sides of your face most of the time. As you can see on this side, it actually grows in, and then it flips up right here. On this side, it just does all sorts of weird things. So what you want to do is just look at the basic outline of your beard without paying attention to the deviations. So establish the existing outline of your beard, know where it's at, and even you can still see it through the strays and through all of the aberrations. You can still see it. So know what your outline of your beard is, and know that this is what you want to work with, okay? And then the fifth thing I want to say is attack one hair at a time. Whether you're picking up a pair of scissors or whether you're picking up some trimmers. And I got a little Remington pair of trimmers right here that I like a lot. That's not the only ones I use, but for this purpose, it's what I'm using because I'm only taking off a little at a time. So or you can use scissors. Some people don't like using trimmers at all, but make sure you attack one hair at a time. So what you want to do is once you've established your outline, you want to look at the strays and see you want to use the flat edge of your trimmer if you're using an electric trimmer. You just want to go down the outline and barely hit anything at all. In fact, you want to take off so little that you even wonder if you're doing anything at all, if you're causing any kind of an effect to your beard at all. But just follow that basic outline. Don't go in. Don't try to really shape it. Just follow the outline of your beard. Now, I've already done it this morning, but I've done it over the last couple of days because I was getting to that point where I was really bored, kind of bored of having a bigger beard, thought about taking off an inch. I decided at the last moment not to do it and decided I'd make a video instead about what to do if you're bored and you probably shouldn't do it. So just follow the outline, take off, just attack one hair at a time very, very carefully. Just trace the line, just ever so carefully trace the line. I mean, literally just take off one hair at a time. And you will be surprised at the difference in your appearance after you've done that. You know, the problem is a lot of guys will start taking off like, you know, a little bit here and then go around and think they're going to establish a shape, you know, by taking off a certain amount. If you're not real handy and adept at doing that already, don't try it now just because you're bored. Just follow the outline with the flat head of the trimmers and the teeth facing downward like this. And that's what you want to do. You want to go in and just take off little bits at a time. Even if you have to just do it like you know what I'm saying? Just like chomping just a little bit. I prefer just clean sweeps, okay? But nevertheless, it's just incremental steps. That's the point, okay? The next thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you're combing through your beard 2 or 3 times when you do this. So it's real important to remember this because the rule about 2 or 3 times, because if you go longer than that, you're going to be there all day trimming your beard. So what you want to do is once you've taken off a few hairs here and there, take your comb, go through it. It'll get some of the excess hairs out. It'll also bring out some ones that were hiding. Then repeat the process. Then do it again, but don't do it more than that. Because if you do it more, like I said, if you do it more than that, you're going to be there all day. So, you know, get control of it by establishing boundaries for yourself. Okay? Now, the next thing I would tell you to do is once you're done doing that and shaking yourself off and getting the strays out, then I would say put in some good oils and balms, and that's the time to do that. If you do it right, if you don't have a styled beard, then you don't necessarily need balm, but I use it anyway just because I like using it. But I put in the oil first. I put the oil in my hands. I run it up through the skin and then through the beard, and I just get it in there really good. Then I comb it out again, and then I put the balm in on top of that, just because it does help kind of give a cleaner appearance and just a little more of a professional look. And you're going to feel good about it, because if you're using good oils and balms, it'll look cleaner, it'll smell cleaner, it'll have somewhat of a shine to it. It's quite impressive. All right. Once again, make sure you look at the description box below. The seventh thing I would tell you, I have this hair in my mouth. Seventh thing I would tell you, number 7, is make sure you clean up after yourself. Don't be a slob. All right. You're going to get hair everywhere unless you're really, really careful. Make sure you clean up after yourself. You just don't want to leave evidence of your activities behind you, because I'm mainly telling you this for your wife. Not that your wife probably cleans everything, but she's not going to want to look at it, and she's probably going to be harping on you about it. So don't be a slob. Clean up after yourself. That is an important tip, by the way, guys. I didn't just throw that in there just to have an extra one. That's crucial. Number 8 is walk away. Walk away from what you just did. Don't keep looking at it, see if you can do more. Remember what I said? Comb through it 2 or 3 times after you trimmed it the first time. And then you're done. Walk away. Clean up after yourself, walk away. Because that's one of the most important things you can do. Otherwise, that's when you start making mistakes. Okay? Here's what you have to remember. Being bored will stir your imagination into making you think you can do things to your beard that you really can't do. Okay? Not unless you're really confident. Now, I've been doing it a long time. I'm pretty confident of my beard trimming skills. However, I give it a lot of thought before I do it. A lot of thought, because there are some things you just can't take back. You need to know 100% for certain that you really want to modify and alter your appearance that much before you take it on. Okay? But if you feel like you need to do something, just the activity of doing something makes you feel better about yourself, then take these 8 steps. And just by taking little baby steps like this, you will make a difference, but it won't destroy your beard. Okay? Remember these things, refer back to this video often, and I think that you're going to be just fine. Okay? So there you have it. That's what I would advise to you. Like I said, if you've liked this video, make sure you hit the thumbs up and share it. Share it with other people on Twitter, on Facebook, and on Instagram, if you would please, because I'm sure there's many of you guys that are just like me who've been bored and thought about taking it on, and you're wondering if it's the right thing to do. Well, now you have my response to that. All right, guys, stay well, stay quarantined as much as possible, and just try to do the right thing. All right, guys, I will catch you on the next one. I've had fun. Bye-bye.